Well, from bobbleheads to bumper stickers, I mean, this stuff isn't promoting maybe your favorite sports team. It's all about presidential candidates. Believe it or not, presidential memorabilia is big business. Steve Ferber has been collecting the president's pasts for the last 38 years, and he's here now with a few pieces from his collection. Come to the TV screen right now, because Steve, to me, this stuff is fascinating because it's so rooted deep into history. We're talking all the way back to George Washington times.
Absolutely. There are people who collect items from as far back as George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and then modern presidents also, Barack Obama, George Bush. You know, it's the gamut from one end to the other.
Now let's start with modern times. It really kind of kicked off with the I Like Ike buttons, and maybe a lot of grandfathers, grandmothers out there maybe still have those that were maybe given to them by their parents.
I think that was the beginning of really the modern button era between Eisenhower and John F. Kennedy. You know, John F. Kennedy today is still the most collected president almost 50 years later.
And who collects this stuff?
Just about everybody. You know, we have customers that are history buffs that love it. We have parents who buy them because they know that their son or daughter wants to be president one day and they just enjoy it. And we have other people that at campaign time, like now, go nuts over buttons for their candidates and bumper stickers and posters.
All right, now Caesar, our director, and Andrew, our photographer here, is going to kind of pan down this. I want to specifically focus right there on Dewey defeats Truman. That paper right there. Tell us about that. How much is that baby worth?
Well, that's one of the most interesting, I think, collectible items, because this is, when you talk about investments in political memorabilia, this paper was bought in 1948 on the newsstands for 4 cents.
Wow.
And today it's worth $2,500. And the reason is that this newspaper by the Chicago Tribune incorrectly predicted that Thomas Dewey defeated Truman in the elections of 1948. A big blunder and worth $2,500 today.
And then you go on the opposite spectrum, and an amazing piece of our U.S. history, of course, the assassination of President Kennedy and this life cover image.
Yes, I'd say not a day goes by when somebody doesn't contact us and say that they were interested in a free appraisal because they found a collection of items in their grandmother's attic that just became part of their estate. And inevitably, it includes a host of John F. Kennedy magazines from Life and Look magazine that were not scarce. They were printed in the millions. So today they are only worth a few dollars a piece, even 50 years later.
All right, let's talk about this year's election. Come on over here, Andrew, to these buttons. And notice, conspiracy theorists, we have an even number of Obama and Romney buttons, so this is very bipartisan right here. This stuff is given away a lot of times free. So when does this become valuable? Are we talking 20, 30, 40 years down the road?
Quite a ways. And actually, for a lot of years, these buttons and bumper stickers were given out free by the political parties. But in recent years, they've started to find that as a money generator, so now they sell the buttons and the bumper stickers. Okay. It's harder to get them for free. But the buttons and items that you see today, be a number of years before they have great value, because scarcity has a lot to do with value in the collectibles market. So if it's an item that you can freely buy today and there are millions of them available, that's not the best investment. It's official items, it's items, tickets to inaugural events and invitations that really have value.
All right, the president says we're out of time, so we've got to toss back to Catherine. But before we do, if you'd like to check out the entire collection, we've actually linked Steve's website. It's laurieferber.com. It's linked to our free website. Just go to cbs5az.com and click on Saw It on 5. Catherine.